This is Eric Rutan of Cannibal Corpse. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast with Andrew McKay Smith.
G'day everybody, thanks so much for joining me in this chat. Rudolf Schenker, the renowned guitarist in Scorpions, he takes centre stage. The catalyst for our introduction is due to the band's 2018 shows with Def Leppard that happened across Australia. Rudolf shares his excitement about the then upcoming shows. He sheds light on the band's process for selecting a set list, reminisces about their first ever fan club, which was an Australian thing it turns out, and he also reveals his thoughts on a potential reunion with his brother, the very gifted Michael Schenker, a fellow who I've had a number of conversations with. So here he is, Rudolf Schenker.
Thanks, Andrew. Rudolf, you're talking with Andrew now.
So I'm talking to Andrew?
And Andrew McKay Smith. Rudolf, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Look, I've got to tell you, before we kick things off, well, we might as well kick things off, and I'll open with this. You know, I went
where are you calling from?
From Queensland in Australia. From Queensland.
Ah, okay,
yeah.
Because I have here a picture by accident. I don't know how it comes. Where we're standing in front of Melbourne on the hotel roof, making a picture for a nice autograph
All right.
postcard.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, no, I've been to Melbourne many times, but no, I'm from Queensland. So where I'm from in Australia,
how far?
Yeah, it's about
how far?
It's about 2,500 kilometres away. So I'm in the tropics.
In tropic?
I'm in the tropics.
Yeah, you lucky guy.
Yeah, I'm in the tropics. Yeah, I was just speaking to one of your fellow compatriots from a band called Powerwolf last night, Falk, the keyboardist in Powerwolf last night. So I'm used to talking to people from Germany. And look, I'll offer my apologies in advance that I don't speak any German.
Uh-huh.
You know, so...
Yeah, what is the name?
Oh, my name? Or the band?
No. I mean the band you're talking about.
Powerwolf.
A Powerwolf!
Yeah.
Powerwolf!
Yes.
Yeah. Yes!
Great band. Yeah, great band.
Is that the German Powerwolf?
Yeah, the German Powerwolf. Yeah, I was talking to Falk last night, the keyboard player from Powerwolf.
Yeah, and there is also our old drummer in there, no?
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. There you go. Cause
is the name Herman Rabe?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think you're spot on with that one there because...
See, and the other name is Michael something, is a guitar player and singer.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with the band, to be honest with you, but yeah, it sounds
okay, anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So now you'll be on the German track now.
You are. I mean, you've got Mickey D in the band these days, is that right?
Yes. I mean, you know, it's great. On one hand, it's great. On the other hand, it's sad that we lost James Kotek, because he was always a great friend. He was everything, but the problem is his family situation took over, and also this flying from Los Angeles to Europe always, it's power taking.
Yeah.
So, and we try everything. We try to help him with rehab and everything. And we noticed after a while that he will not make it. He will always fall back into a track, in the old track. So in this case, the Motorhead guys, they were always very much connected to us. I remember when we played in '74 in Blackburn in England, Lemmy left Hawkwind and made his new band called Motorhead.
Yep.
And who was our support band? Motorhead, Lemmy. That from this time on, we had a kind of friendship.
Yep.
And lately I saw him at Hellfest before he died. And we already were congratulating each other to he to 40 years, me to 50 years. So in this case, we were always, also when we got the Walk of Fame in Los Angeles, in the front of Music Center next to Led Zeppelin, who was there? Lemmy, Phil, and also Mickey.
Yep.
So in this case, there was always a friendship. Also this momentum was so... Destiny was really doing his part, and in the moment when we noticed that James can't make it, there was Mickey there, and he was very happy to be a part of Scorpions, and he's playing fucking great and kicks our ass, and we enjoy. We played already 2 years ago in Melbourne with Mickey, and I think all the fans in Australia who were at the concert, which was sold out in one day, or I think, were very happy. And also we are very happy to really do this tour with Def Leppard, because it's our old friends. You know, when we played in the beginning of the 80s very much in America and in Europe, Def Leppard were very much our either opener or a special guest, and that's great. We have much kind of many moments of very much good times we're spending together.
Awesome. And look, the thing about Australia is you've come bloody close to playing here. I know you played that show in Melbourne, but you played Bali and you've played New Caledonia, or as the French call it, Nouvelle Calédonie. So, mate, I've got to ask, mate, why has it taken you so long to come down? Because you've got plenty of fans down here.
You know, I tell you one thing, and you know, our first fan club, you know, where the first fan club we had in the 70s was based in Australia.
There you go. We love
you believe
rock and
it or
roll.
not, it was a girl. She was running the Scorpions fan club. Julie, I think her name was Julie. I have to find out, and when we see us again in Australia, I let you know who it was. That was amazing. So in this case, we had to wait. I know we had the chance to go in '91 to Australia, very highly tour. But because we had, I think, with Wind of Change, #1 hit in Australia.
Massive song.
And what?
A massive song in Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
#1. Yeah.
So, but my friends, they were so tired because we were 1.5 years already on the road. In the last minute, when everybody thought he can go home, our John Jackson, our agent, came and said, "Look, guys, I have two nice tours. One is in Australia, very nice one, and the other one is in South America." My friends, they were completely shocked, and I said, "Hey guys, let's do it! That's the best way. Let's do it in 2 years, and we do a new album." Yeah, and then grunge was alternative, and the world changed, and then it was gone.
That's a shame.
Now we are here. We're coming with our friends Def Leppard. That's great.
Yeah, I had a chat to Phil Collin about it, and mate, he's stoked for the tour, and I can certainly tell from your enthusiasm that you're stoked for the tour, mate. So I need to ask as well, what sort of a show are you going to be bringing down? Is it a greatest hits show, or are you going to be performing a lot from your most recent album?
I mean, of course, we want to show the people that the ones I think that we go into our internet and our Facebook, and we will ask the fans. I think that's the best way, because what we found out is the favorites of the American guys or South American guys or the Asian ones, Russian ones are different. And the best way is if you go into the Facebook and you go and say, "Look, guys, what is your plan? What you want to hear?" So, and then you're getting the idea, and then you know what to do. Yeah,
agreed. And look, from my own perspective, I went through a boarding school, and I had your poster on my wall in 1991 after Wind of Change. So I can tell you, mate, there's a lot of people like me around.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's 30, almost 40 years ago.
Unbelievable. Can you believe how time is running fast, like crazy?
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible.
So now we have a different wind of change. It's blowing in your face.
Hey, I was just talking about Wind of Change again. Okay, so I was looking at on your official YouTube channel. There's a commentator that has said that they're watching the Wind of Change video, and they said that they came here because the end of the Korean War. Now, that's very profound. So, of course, the song was released at the time of the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Exactly.
But now the song is being used in another measure because of this recent interaction between Trump and Kim Jong-il. So, how do you feel about that your song is being used as a flag bearer of peace? It's a wonderful accomplishment, really.
Yeah, I mean it was. Look, when we start playing music, and I start to build a band, I did it because of the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and I said to. I was a music lover a long time before with Little Richard and Elvis Presley and stuff, but it was not so interesting for me to really play by myself. When the Beatles and Rolling Stones came, I said I want to do the same thing. I want to do have four good musicians, but also people I can build a friendship with. And that was always the formula until now. And I think that's the very important part of the whole thing, that you are building friendships. So, and when we came to different countries, especially in the early days, 60s, 70s, there was always kind of wind blowing in our face. People, like especially in Sweden or in Holland, they were not so happy with the Germans, and we want to show the people around the world, here's a new generation coming up. They're not coming with tanks and making war. They're coming with guitar, playing music, peace, and love. Yeah. So, and I think that was the message we always brought. That was the reason why I mentioned already 82 to our friends when we recorded Blackout. Hey guys, we have to go to Russia once. Oh, why? There's no record company. There's no fans. But anyway, I said we want to show the people there to build friendship with the Russians. So, and that was the situation when we found the right promoter in 86 to go to Russia. So this is the message. And when this Wind of Change came out, that we played on the Music Peace Festival, and after 1 year playing before in Leningrad, we saw the world is changing in front of our eyes. And then Klaus came up with the song, with the song and the message. Yep. And so, of course, it's the soundtrack of the most peaceful revolution on earth. So, and now the situation looks very dangerous in a moment, and hopefully people more and more playing the song to remind people how it was 35 years ago and how it's now. Not going back into the Cold War, try to talk and try to save peace.
Yeah, agreed. Hey, look, I've only got a little bit of time left. Believe me, I could talk to you for at least another 2 hours, such as the volume of questions I've got for you. So
come backstage when we play. Okay.
I need to. But look, I've got to ask you this question because interviewing is what I do for a living, and I spoke to Robin McCauley at the beginning of the year, of course, who was Michael's singer for a very long time. But mate, I hope you don't mind me asking the question because Michael's had a profound impact on me as a guitarist and so many other people. He's almost the godfather of modern rock playing, from Eddie Van Halen onwards. Do you think there's any chance that yourself and Michael could ever get together again and play?
It's always the question of time. I mean, when I was the part when Robin McCauley, when my brother was very in the bad situation, he came to me. He had nothing, and what can we do? I said, look, we're looking for a new band, and I have a studio down in my house. You can use the studio, and you can we build up the new lineup. So McCauley was one of the guys. We found, we try different singers and stuff like this. So, what in rock and roll is very possible. It's always a possibility. We had already the plan to do this 8 years ago already. After the farewell tour, I said really? I want to do this. Yep. Yes. But then somehow, because of Facebook, our fans became younger. When Facebook started, we had 1 million people, and 80% of this 1 million, they were between 16 and 28 years old. So complete new generation. That was already for us a very important part. And MTV Unplugged asked us for doing MTV Unplugged. we want to leave, but nobody let us leave. So in this case, the whole Schenker brother album went into holding back, whatever. In a moment, the situation between my brother and me is not, for my side, very well. But my brother, he is a great, as you said, a fantastic guitar player. Mm-hmm. The problem only is that he don't know anything about the business side. That I was put into the business part of Dieter Dirks, where I gave my rights and everything. And when Dieter Dirks, my brother was on the album Laugh Drive, he was actually sitting together with Dieter Dirks. He did a deal with Dieter Dirks, and that's what was the situation. But he couldn't understand. Maybe he was not in the right moment, because his wife told me, she was very shocked too, that he was talking a little bit bad about me. I never read this stuff because I don't have to read it, because I was there. I know why things went. I'm also lost feathers into this business because of people who were robbing. So in this case, but that's a part of it. You have to learn and you have to do. But I think on the long term, there's always the possibility, and let's see. You know, the situation, the best thing
fingers crossed.
in life is if they're coming by surprise, because then you're building with all the energy, so much emotions in it, that then it's something which makes sense. Everything else, you know, we're not working in a factory, you know, where the next piece is coming and you have to put another piece to it and then next to it. That's not our situation. Musicians are very sensitive, and they have the possibility to really feel before other people feel what's happening. That was the situation, by the way, with Wind of Change. So becoming the soundtrack of the most peaceful revolution on Earth. That's the basic situation. That's the picture we're looking at.
Okay, there you go. How much time have we got left? Is Fiona or the lass in the background listening in? Is she telling us to get off the call now, or have we got more time?
That was me.
There she is. I could talk to...
No, it's already 1 minute over.
Okay.
Just the last one. So I thought I'd just say, Rudolf, what do you want to do? It's up to you.
Yeah, last one. Please give him now one more.
Okay.
There you go, Andrew. Okay.
Last question. Okay, I love Wind of Change, but I tell you what, there was a movie called Gentlemen Broncos that used the song, and I thought they used it beautifully. But what was your take on the fact that it was used in the film and the context that it was used? You know, the film that Wind of Change was used in 2009?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it, and I don't know, because we give our yes, well, no, always by reading the part where the song it's put in.
Oh, okay. All right. No worries. No, I love the film.
So in this case, I don't know. I can't say anything about this. But I can say of Wind of Change and Rock You Like a Hurricane and Still Loving You is we have a saying in Scorpions. We have a headline which called Love, Peace, and Rock and Roll. Love stands for Still Loving You. Peace for Wind of Change, and Rock and Roll, Rock You Like a Hurricane. That's the headline of the Scorpions.
Yeah. Rock and roll. All right. No, I thought it was used beautifully, and the reason I did is because that film is a sequel to Napoleon Dynamite, so I thought it might have introduced you to a whole bunch of younger fans that really need to understand that, mate, as far as I'm concerned, you are the godfathers of modern rock and roll, and I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for the conversation there, Rudolf.
Thank you, and please be backstage when we're coming over there, all right?
I'll do my very best. I will do it. Thank you so much for the chat.
Yeah, she was hearing it, and she can make it happen, okay?
Okay, brother. No worries at all. Thanks.
Okay. Goodbye. Have a good one.
No worries.
Goodbye.
Cheers.
Yeah, bye.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that conversation. I enjoyed participating in it. So if you like that one, there are many more just like it over at scarsandguitars.com. And if you like listening, maybe you like reading, because I've written a book about the podcast. Click on the link in the banner on the website. You'll be taken to a marketplace of your choice, and you can download a sample. And if you do complete the purchase, I want to thank you personally, so please do hit me up. I've got some more information to share with you about the book in the moment, but before we get to that, I need to bid you a fond farewell. My name is Andrew Mackay-Smith, and I'm the host of the Scars and Guitars podcast series. Until next time, it is a very goodbye for now.
This is Eric Rattan of Cannibal Corpse. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast with Andrew Mackay-Smith.
I've been the host of the Scars and Guitars podcast since 2017. The first musician I interviewed for the show was David Vincent from Morbid Angel, and things have just snowballed from there. In all, I've posted almost 650 podcast episodes featuring conversations with many of the leading lights of rock, heavy metal, and beyond. It just got to a point where I thought, I need to write a book about all this, so that's exactly what I did. In Scars and Guitars Volume 1, you'll read a heap of deep reveals and commentary, such as Des Fafara talking about Coal Chamber and why the band will never return.
You know, if you're a band just starting out, you need to hear me. Do not start a band with partners. Ever.
Yeah, wise words there. Sage advice, mate, for anybody.
Don't ever, because I can't go do Coal Chamber right now unless I get others involved.
Phil Anselmo talks about the episode in his career which gives him the greatest sense of accomplishment.
I think the staying power of the fans and the staying power of the songs, you know, whether it's Pantera, Down, or Superjoint, the fans remember the songs.
Alex Skolnick from Testament confirms that, yes, playing the guitar in Ozzy's band is anything but an ordinary gig. Will Silent Oz from Dimmu Borgir write a book? Pa from Sabaton gives advice to people who want to start a band.
Look at the team around you, look at the bandmates. If the guys want to be on the stage, then it's all cool. If the guys want to be backstage, then it's not going to be cool.
Current and former members of Cradle of Filth discuss the band's seminal 90s material. Read about the reaction to George Lynch and Mark from Suicide Silence's comments when they throw shade at then President Donald Trump.
We have this idiotic monster, you know, this egotistical, self-aggrandizing, complete piece of shit in there. I just can't understand how we've gotten to this place.
And yeah, we kicked a hornet's nest with Sepultura. Percussive overlord Gene Hoglan talks about recording with Chuck Schuldiner.
Chuck was always, he was very open-minded, and he was into having his musicians that were playing with him just reach out for the best stuff that they had.
Phil Campbell from Motorhead discusses what it takes to get sober. John Five answers his critics who dismiss his tenure with Marilyn Manson.
You know, my name is John Five, and Manson gave me that name, and I had some of the best years of my life in that band and learned a lot.
And we get the lowdown on Treyarch Zagtoth from those who would know, including his mother. All across Scars and Guitars Volume 1, there are moments of tension, relief, tragedy, exhilaration, and throughout it all, you'll obtain insight that I believe no one else has managed to obtain from many of your favourite artists. So treat yourself. Scars and Guitars Volume 1 is currently available as an ebook with a print edition on the horizon. Follow the links attached and download a sample. I'm sure you'll be compelled to read the whole book.